Hi guys, it's been quite a while since I've done a video. It's been over a year and I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean to go so long without doing a video. And as I revisited my dolls recently, I was kind of thinking about scaling down my collection and thinking about which dolls I might be able to let go of or say goodbye to or send on to a different home. And of course, every time I do that, I end up falling in love with them all over again and just not being able to part with them at all. These are two Taeyangs and one Isul that are part of the Nightmare collaboration. So these dolls were designed to look like a band. And I don't actually follow the band. There were 5 dolls, there's 5 members in the band, and I actually know nothing about the band, but I really, really loved these dolls, and they were limited run dolls, so there were only 500 of each, I believe, and so they were really, really difficult to get, and I was just starting to collect dolls when they came out, and I did not pick up these boys, and so I regretted it and always thought to myself, if ever I were to buy a second-hand doll, it would be one of these. And so I think Ni-Ya was my very first doll that I ever bought from somebody else. And he is so incredibly handsome. I have a review for him on my channel, so check that out. And then Hitsugi I bought soon after Ni-Ya, and I did buy a couple of other dolls from other collectors. Once I bought one, it kind of got easier to keep on buying from other collectors. Hitsugi I also bought from another collector, and I absolutely love him. And I thought I was done with the Nightmare Boys, but then this Yomi Isul came up, and on the Pull-Up Sales Facebook group, and I just thought that he would round out my band. I actually do have another band member that isn't part of the Nightmare group. This is Pull-Up Luna, and she's wearing the hat of, I think this is Timulus's hat? I can't remember whose hat that is, but it is a Taeyang's hat, and I think she just makes a fabulous rocker girl, and so I made her be a member of the band as well. So she's not part of my Nightmare collection, obviously, but I think she belongs. She has earned her way into the band. So anyhow, what I realized when I was looking through my pull-ups and my Taeyangs and my videos and kind of taking stock, first of all, I realized I don't want to let go of any of my dolls. And secondly, I realized I hadn't done a video review of Isul Yomi. So that's what I'm going to do today, a review of Isul Yomi. So I'm trying this from a different angle, so I'm not entirely sure how it's going to go. If I normally film from my overhead camera that I already have set up for scrapbooking videos, so I'm going to try it this way. I think it's nicer to show you guys the doll straight on like this, because I can stand him up, and when I hold him like this, his hair kind of flops down, and it's a little bit harder to show him. I might still do some face-up close-ups on my overhead camera because it's just a little bit better lit, but we'll see how this one goes, and you guys can let me know if you prefer the overhead look of most of my review videos, or if you prefer this look of this video. And I can't please everybody all the time, but I will try to take your feedback into consideration as I make more videos. I do have a couple more dolls on the way, so there will be a couple more reviews after this one. So this is Isul Yomi, and if you're not familiar with the Pull-Up family, Isul is a doll that is, he is a little bit shorter than a Pull-Up and shorter than a Taeyang. He's supposed to be Pull-Up's younger brother, and he has a very similar body size. I find that even this is an Ibitsu. This pull-up is on an Obitsu body, but I find that the clothes that fit my pull-up will also fit my Isul dolls. So their bodies seem very similar, although Isul does have a boy's body. So I'll start by reviewing the doll itself, and then I'll talk about his stock. So Isul is, this is my second Isul. I'm not as big a fan of Isuls as I am of pull-ups in Taeyangs, but I really like having a variety of different face molds. That's why I decided to add a couple of Isuls into my collection. I have also Isul Mao. So let's talk about Isul Yomi. I'm just going to use this overhead camera for some of my footage here. So he is, as you can see, he's a lovely, lovely boy. I will just show you his face up. Isn't he just stunning? One of the most noticeable things about him is that he has this yellow shading under his eyes. And I think that really gives him a lot of character and sets him apart from other dolls in my collection. He also has a little bit of shading in this part of his eyelid as well. And he has eyelashes painted on the outer half of his lower and upper lids. And he has these really nice accents. I'm just going to close his eyes so that you can see his face up a little bit better. He has these really nice accent lines in white and in brown that really look nice with his shading and coloring. An Isul's eyes can open and close just like a pull-up, so he looks like this with his eyes closed, and he has nude eyelids with black eyeliner. And his eyes can move from left to right. And his eye chips they're black with like gray lines drawn on them. They're quite nice. I really like them. They're a little bit dusty. His eyebrows make him look a little bit angry or annoyed maybe. I think he has this annoyed look to him. I really like his lips. They're nice and neutral. And he doesn't look quite as frowny as some Isuls look. He does have a little bit of black in the corners of his lips. And he has some piercings. He has 3 hoops over here on his left ear, and 1 hoop with a dangly decoration of some sort on his right ear. And his wig is quite nice. It's quite soft. It's this kind of honey blonde color. It's quite nice, and it's good quality. It's soft. It does feel like it has some type of a spray on it. It's quite crunchy right here in particular, but I think it hangs quite nicely, and I'll show this in a different view so that it's hard to see how his hair hangs when it's up sideways like this. So it hangs quite nicely. You can see it. And I like the layers in the back. I just wish that I could see more of his earrings. I always try to arrange his hair so that I can see his earrings a little bit better, and I'm never successful at it. But I do really like his haircut. I do like the style. It's quite nice. So now let's talk about his stock outfit. So he comes with this outfit. I think I have all the pieces. I did get him secondhand, so I'm not entirely sure, but there's nothing obvious that he's missing as far as I can tell. He comes with these extremely delicate gloves. As you can see, they don't fit him all that well. They probably could fall off, although his hand is kind of spread open a little bit, so it kind of keeps them from coming off accidentally. They haven't stained his hand or arm as far as I can tell. Yep, they are a little hard to get off actually. Not hard to get off, but you do have to pull them to get them off. So I don't think I'd lose them all that easily. He also has this little cotton arm band. And you'll notice that the gloves are decorated with little rhinestones, some of which have fallen off. So there's a little patch right here, and I'm pretty sure from looking at stock photos of him that they are supposed to be the same on both sides, but he has lost some of his rhinestones. I think he's even lost some since he's come to live with me, so they must come off really, really easily because I've been very, very careful with him. So that's just something to keep in mind. They look a little weird, right? Like, I think it's just really hard to get realistic looking gloves for such a tiny little hand, but they're nice. Like, you can tell what they are, and that's okay. They're a fake leather. They're a nice soft fake leather though. They feel almost real, like a soft leather jacket type of material, and they have little cuffs. They're quite cute. So he has this lovely overall suit on, and it's kind of like a shiny, plasticky, it's very soft and supple, and the pocket here is a working pocket, so it's got this kind of like, I think that's called a bib pocket in the front, and little working pockets right here and here as well. And then there are these panels that have sewn, it's kind of like black lace with lines of the tiny little flat sequins. It's quite nice. It adds quite a lot of sparkle to him. And then there's another panel of that same material on the pocket right here. And the overalls are attached with these straps that are made out of that same lace and sequined materials, and they're attached with these lobster clasps. So we can remove this and have a look at his t-shirt. He has a plain black t-shirt on, and it has Velcro in the back, and it has these little faux leather cuffs on the sleeves and a little star on his chest. Cute little t-shirt. That t-shirt would look nice with a pair of jeans or with any other outfit as well. He comes with 2 belts on his overalls, and one of them has these little square metal studs all the way along it. It's quite nice. And a little buckle. And already the belt loop here is kind of coming off. So these kinds of accessories are very, very delicate and easily broken, or the studs come off really easily, like I'm missing a stud there and a stud there, but very beautiful, pretty detail. If you just want to put him on your shelf and then not touch him, it's really, really beautiful. But he's not a great doll if you're planning to dress and undress him a lot. I think you're going to lose some of the studs. Like, I've lost one here and a couple there. I've been very, very careful with him, and I have not undressed him or changed him since I got him. I don't know about the previous owner. So the second belt has these little studs. It has a similar clasp, and the second belt has these chains hanging from it. Really cute. And then the back of the pants are like this, and they have these 2 little pockets. And he has these really cool flares at the bottom of his pants. It's got this Spanish style ruffly thing. Really cool, very disco-ish. I love it. And it's made out of this I'm trying to think about how I could explain this fabric. It almost is like twisted pieces of tinsel from a Christmas tree, but it's sewn into like somehow into like a fabric. It has like a netting on the other side of it, if you can see that. There you go. Kind of to give it some structure, I'm sure. The result is really crinkly, sparkly, shiny flares on the bottoms of his pants. It's quite cool. I quite like it. Now, he doesn't come with socks, which I really wish he did. I guess socks would probably end up staining his feet, but I don't like seeing his bare leg there. It kind of takes away from the look. But he comes with these shoes that are, I'm just going to very gently take them off so that you can see. You do have to be gentle with these dolls. The shoes look like this. It's one of the standard kinds of shoes. I have other dolls that have these shoes. nice and plain. They would go well with other outfits if you wanted to reuse them for something else. The accent on his outfit is this scarf, and I see that the previous owner left the plastic on him so that his body wouldn't stain. I usually take the plastic off of my dolls, even though it means that the ones in dark clothes will be stained. I find, especially if I'm going to keep a doll in stock like this, it doesn't matter to me if it's stained because I'm never going to remove the outfit, so who really knows if it's stained under there. But I guess for resale value and that sort of thing, it's probably good to leave the plastic on. Anyhow, he has his plastic on, you can't really see it. And this really cool yellow checkered scarf that seems to be sewn on. It's not really tied on. It is tied, but it's tied and sewn, so it doesn't come off all that easily. So there he is. So he is a lovely boy. I think, you know, for me, I bought him to keep him in stock, so I wasn't really thinking about versatility in terms of how he would look if I redressed him or made him into a different kind of a character. He's going to be who he is. I've named him Adam, and he is the lead singer of this band that I have. So Isul Yomi is a wonderful doll, especially if you're a fan of the Nightmare Band, or if you really like this kind of rock and roll look that he has. I really love his hair. He has a wonderful wig, and I like how it keeps its style even after you play with it. It kind of goes back to this kind of messy, chunky look, and it doesn't hang too much in his face or anything. I really like his hairstyle. And you can't see the wig cap or anything. I don't think I said that before, but it's, you know, his wig is quite nice on my doll anyways. There's a lot of variation between dolls. My only reservation about him is that his outfit is extremely delicate with all of the little studs all over it. And so for that reason, if you plan to redress him or undress and redress him a lot, I would be very, very, very careful handling him. I'd be surprised if you can keep these gems on his gloves, because I've been very, very careful with them and still lost some. So that's something to take into consideration. His body may stain from these clothes as well, so that's another thing to take into consideration whenever you're buying a doll that has black clothes or dark clothes or red clothes in particular. But I really love him. I'm going to keep him. I thought about maybe letting go of my boy band here, but I've decided I'm going to keep them. I think they really rock my shelf. So thanks so much for watching this review of Isul Yomi. If you're interested in seeing my reviews of these other two Nightmare dolls, I'll leave links in the information section for this video. And I also have a review of Luna, although it's quite old and it's when she first came. And so you know, it will show her in her stock and talking about her stock wig, which I didn't much care for and that sort of thing. So thanks so much for watching and have a really great week.